It is a little past the top of the hour. This is Frank. I'm going to be your host, and we've got about an hour's worth of information to pack into a half hour time slot. So I am going to talk a little bit fast. We've got some people that have been following me for years and years. I don't think I've ever introduced Timothy Gleason, but Timothy is with us. I haven't seen Timothy in a couple of years, and but he's been following us for years and years. And of course, Jeff has been following for years and years and more years. And Vic is the new kid on the block. So we only have a very small handful of people today. So I feel like I can be really down to earth and just talk to the guys, if that's okay with you. So I'm going to start off by saying everyone who wants $100,000 or 100K, raise your hand. And I want to know, why is it so important that we get prequal, prequal, prequel? I said this the other day, and I'm gonna kind of beat that dead horse because it's really important. Okay, Vic raised your hand. Um, let's see how I. Oh, you're muted. I'm trying to unmute you. Can't unmute you. Let's go into the chat box. Oh my, we got a whole bunch of people. Okay. Oh, that's great. All right. I didn't see all of you people. Oh, man, you got a whole bunch of people came on. Okay. Well, I was chit chatting. I didn't realize all these people were coming. Um, Vic, I see you got your hand up, but I don't know how to answer you unless you want to write something in the chat box. And and whoever can read the chat box will probably shout it out. If you can't speak because your microphone's not on or something, that's okay. Devin, welcome to the call. I'm going to mute you. I'm going to mute everyone. Timothy Gleason is going to mute him. All right. I, I'm going to lower your hand because, Vic, because I don't know how to address you. I don't know how to unmute you or talk to you unless you write something in the chat box. All right. So meanwhile, I've got a bunch of people on that I didn't realize I had on. So I'm going to go ahead and get moving quickly because we only have a half hour. And the, the big question I have is, did you invite anyone? Did you invite a friend, or did you post this on social media before you came on? When I send out these invitations to you guys, you got to do something. You got to take some action. You guys are my leaders. So you guys, if you take the time out during the daytime to be on a half hour call, I expect that you guys are leaders. And if you guys are having lunch with the leaders, I hope you invite a friend, or at least when I send you an invitation, copy and paste that invitation to your social media, whether that's Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, and get other people coming in. That's how you get eyeballs on offers. I'm going to make I'm going to make available to everyone for $130 for the software and the training. I'm going to make available unlimited leads for life. Sometimes it's easier to find new blood than it is to resurrect the dead. So I'm giving out uh, leads, and I'm giving out existing agents who may or may not have turned in an order in years. So we don't know. But we're sending it, we're dividing up my 720 agents, and I want to give them to people who are pro affiliates, is the word, I'm sorry, agent, pro affiliates. I'm going to be giving that because I physically don't have the time anymore to call the affiliates. Now, if you become a pro affiliate, or you already are a pro affiliate, you need to be having 10 and 10 and 10 and 10 until you say, Frank, I've got enough. And we want to do that. And Kimberly's on the call, and she'll be the one that'll be dispersing them. But you also, it is easier to get new blood than it is to resurrect the dead sometimes. And I'm finding that out to be the truth. Now, I sent out this invitation, and the reason I did is because I wanted you to look at the picture above, and I wanted you to tell me which one you are. So let's take a look at this picture. I'm going to see if I can expand it. Okay, I've expanded a little bit. And this guy over here, he thinks, can anyone see my screen, by the way? Stop me if you can't. Can you see my screen? What am I looking at? Anybody? Unmute yourself and tell me what I'm looking at.
We see it, Frank.
What do you see? What do you see exactly?
I see me with your
Then you don't see my screen.
Yeah, I do. That's me that you got that little deal on.
Okay, that's you with your arms folded?
Yeah, barely smiling.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's terrible. Get out of here then. No, I'm just joking. Just joking. This guy doesn't believe any of the crap we're talking about. He don't believe it at all. But the guy behind him's even worse. He ain't even listening. This guy back here, he's looking at his cell phone. Somebody just asked him if he wanted $100,000, and he's looking at his cell phone. He's not even paying attention. This guy said, yeah, that's full of crap. I don't believe that. And all of these guys in the front, they say, yeah, they want that money. Now, I sent out a little blurb to you guys on email to you guys, and it talked about who could use, or who do you know that could use $100,000. That is actually how I get it started. If I'm contacting a client, I don't directly ask the client, do you need $100,000 to run your business? First, he doesn't believe he qualifies. Second, he doesn't believe anyone would ever give him that money. And third, he thinks it's full of crap. Okay. So one of the things I do is I say, who do you know who could use 100,000? And while he's thinking about other people who might be able to use 100,000, he said, well, I got a business. I'm a real estate investor. I have a business. I have a retail store. I've got a business. I have roof repair company. We do all of those kinds of things. I have a business. I'm a doctor. And yeah, I could use $100,000 worth of working capital. I start off my question, my conversation with somebody as, who do you know? Now I'm going to start off another conversation. Who do you know that could use $10,000? Okay, 100,000 was a bit much, but who do you know that could use 10,000? Are you an entrepreneur? Do you have a business? The answer is yes. I mean, you're not an employee of ours. You actually own your own business. So you need to be thinking in terms of, I own my own business. I need working capital. Let me give you an example. We just spent 2 months working on a yellow sign program. We did all the research. We did all the layout. We invested all the money. We got the telemarketing. We got every single thing lined up. And only Reggie signed up and paid. Only Reggie. Now, Reggie happens to be our IT guy. Timothy, you probably remember Reggie. We called him Reggie to the rescue. But Reggie was the only one that signed up. I invested 2 months of my life to making this thing ready for you guys. And what happened? Well, most of you didn't have the funds to cough up $300 to do the sign program. Now, I guess, because nobody told me why they didn't sign up. They just didn't sign up. Now, Kimberly did. Kimberly signed up, but it wasn't the program that I put together. So it's not my investment in time, energy, and brain power. She just did it on her own, which now you have to tip your hat to her, because what a great entrepreneur. So these guys could use the $10,000. Which one of these guys is you? Now you can also get $10,000, and you can walk away with a a working capital for $10,000, and you can even have a merchant account. That's one of the programs that we've recently signed up with, where you have the ability to sell merchant accounts attached with a $10,000 line of credit. But you, because you are an entrepreneur, can also apply for that $10,000 line of credit with the merchant account attached to it. So whatever you're selling, in addition to what we sell, you can collect for it and accept a credit card and get paid using credit cards. The sweet thing about this, I'm not going to go into great detail, but the sweet thing about this particular line of credit is you don't pay it back. You just simply use your merchant account, and as you use your merchant account, making sales, whatever you're selling in addition to what we sell, whatever you're collecting for in addition to what we collect for, you can um, earn earn money, and the money that you earn pays off your debt. I know that's kind of hard to wrap your brain around, but this company will give you 10 grand to work as working capital, and then you don't have to pay for it out of pocket. You just do day in and day out business, and as you do business and collect credit cards, get your payment through credit cards, they take the money out of the credit card processing and therefore nothing out of your pocket, and the system will pay for itself. So those are the kind of tremendous opportunities. So if I were an insurance salesman, I might collect some money from the people by credit card. If I were a real estate agent, I might take a down payment for a piece of property on a credit card, providing it was legal in your state. Providing it is legal in your state. I might take a good faith deposit, providing it's legal in your state. There are many, many, many things that you can accept credit cards for. So what are you? Would you like to have $10,000? If you had the $10,000, could you have bought the $300 yellow sign program and had your phone ringing off the hook constantly? I don't know. I certainly hope so. Okay. And I say I don't know. I absolutely do know. I absolutely do know. In another lifetime, when I was teaching people how to buy houses, no money down, no job, no credit, the yellow sign is one of the things I used to make sure that the phones rang constantly and that the business was coming in constantly. So I do know. I know that the yellow sign, if you look anywhere in your city, you will see yellow signs. Why? Because they work. And so I don't know how much money you lost. The program's not closed, but I don't know how much money you lost by not buying $300 in the yellow sign program. I do know the upfront fee that you would have gotten would have taken you exactly 3 clients, 3, count them, 1, 2, 3, and you would have gotten your money back. And you'd have 100 signs with 100 people each looking at them. God have mercy. What are the odds that you're going to get more than 3? Astronomical odds. Okay, boy. So who are you in this picture? Who are you? Are you this guy's not even paying attention? Are you this guy that's saying this is full of crap? Are you this guy right here that says, yes, I want to do that. Yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, I'm going to take action. I hope that, see this front row? I hope everyone on the call find themselves in the front row. All right, enough of that. Let's move forward. Let's close this screen out. Okay. So the application, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. We're going to do a soft credit pull. That way it's not going to hurt your credit at all. You're not going to be affected. It won't hurt your credit. This could be done for you personally or for your clients your clients. So for you personally or for your own clients. It's a soft credit pull. And you can click on that to go right to the credit pull. Then there's a needs analysis where we can figure out what it is you actually need. Then the application, and then funding. So if you want to click here to get qualified, you can go ahead and click here to get qualified. And it is drop dead simple, easy to do. It's very, very easy to do. Okay, it is now 20 minutes past the hour. That means I got about 10 minutes left. So before I go on to the next subject, do we have any questions? Anyone have any questions? Unmute yourself, shout out your name, and I'll try to answer your question.
Hey, Frank, this is Vic. Is the $100,000 working capital, is that secured by real estate, or I mean, like I say, if I'm doing something with the funds other than real estate, would I have to secure it with anything?
Fantastic question, Vic. No, this is an unsecured line of credit. It's unsecured money, and there is sometimes a PG, sometimes not a personal guarantee, but it is unsecured. You can take the money and you can use the money for anything you want. It does not have to be real estate. It could be to open a new business. It could be to add inventory. It could be to expand your office. It could be to rehab your office. It could be to go on vacation. It doesn't matter. Nobody's looking over your shoulder to see how you're spending the money. So that was an absolutely fantastic question, Vic. It is unsecured. It's secured by which means it's not secured by anything. There's nothing that they can take away from you. Okay. Fantastic question, though. All right. So, one, I'm going to send out the replay of this. And two, I certainly hope you post this up on your social media board. You need to be getting eyeballs on offers. That's all we need to do. Now, you can be a road warrior like I used to be, and you can visit places in person, bring in a flip chart. That's an old thing. bring a flip chart with you like I used to do, or bring a computer with you when I grew up a little bit. You can do that. You can be a road warrior, or in this day and age where everyone wants to stay indoors, you can do this on your computer without ever leaving your home. What you're going to need is eyeballs on offers. And what I'm going to make available to everyone is a piece of software that cost about $130. It's a one-time fee. And what we'll offer is unlimited free leads for life. Let me say that again. Unlimited, which means as many as you want. Free means you never have to pay for the leads. For how long? For as long as you want to use them. Unlimited free leads for life. The fee to get into that is about 100. I'm going to give you a range, 130 to maybe 150 at the max. And so that will get you into that software and the training and everything goes with it. And then you get to call and you get eyeballs on offers. What is your offers? You name it. We've got so many things. We've got so many different products. So you can fit practically everybody. You can fit practically any type of business with the tools that we are offering you. Okay, so you want to click there to get started. And then if you want those free leads for life and you want to purchase that, if you don't have the money to purchase it, you know what? You could apply for the $10,000 loan yourself. And if you get the $10,000 loan yourself and you get the merchant account and it's going to pay for itself out of your merchant account, you've got absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. And then you also don't have the problem of how in the world am I going to pay for that? Do I have room on my credit card? Do I have room on my debit card? Don't matter. You can have a line of credit. What if I don't use the line of credit? How much is it going to cost me? If you don't use it, it's going to cost you nothing. It's a line of credit. You only pay if you use it. You don't have to pay for a line of credit if you don't use it. So that's all I want to say about that. I do want to move forward because I want to move along kind of briskly here. I wanted to get to the next thing, and the next thing is July 22nd, 2020. On Tuesday, July 21st, the gold-backed U.S. notes went online globally after the last holdouts, North Korea, Iran, Lebanon, and Venezuela, went on the quantum financial system, causing, I need to see more, completely replacing the old SWIFT system. If anyone knows anything about finance, the way banks trade money, the way money goes between one bank to the next bank, is through a program that's called SWIFT. And if you weren't on SWIFT, you weren't a bank at one time. Well, the SWIFT system is a very old system. It was in the dawn of the computer age, and it's old. They have completely revamped that to the quantum financial system, QFS. But that's not the headline. The headline is that July 21, the gold-backed U.S. note went online globally. That's the big thing. So instead of having Federal Reserve notes, by the way, in case you're not following money matters, the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury has merged. Some of the highest top echelon have been arrested. I don't want to get into politics. That's not what I do. I don't talk politics. So, but the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury have now together. Federal Reserve, by the way, was not federal, and they didn't have any reserves. What they did practice was something called fractional reserves. What that meant was if Jeff, if you have $100 bill in your pocket, unmute yourself, please. Jeff, if you got $100 bill in your pocket, how much can you lend me?
$100.
Jeff, if the bank has $100 in their vault, how much can they lend me?
$100, theoretically.
$1,000.
Ah, yes, that's right.
Fractional reserve note. The fractional reserve system is the fiat currency. So if the bank has $100 in the vault, they can loan me $1,000. And the only thing of any value on the transaction is my signature. I figured you would remember that, Jeff, because I used to preach it so much. I used to beat the drum years and years and years ago. I know Timothy Gleason probably knew that, but we couldn't unmute him. Anyway, we've been waiting to go back. Nixon took us off the gold standard back in 1971, and we went on to the fractional reserve system. And the Fed was not a federal organization, and it had no reserves, which is a complete misnomer. The Federal Reserve System, you would think, would be a government organization, which it was not. And the reserve, you would think it has the money, which it did not. So that's what the fractional reserve system is. They have 10% of the money. They can loan out 100% of the money. That is not going to be available any longer. I don't know how long I can't make that prediction. So I take that back. I don't know how much longer the fractional reserve system will be around, but I do know that if you follow in monetary events in the world, right here, the Gold-backed US cent has been officially been released globally. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I need to make another announcement. Can anyone see my screen, by the way? Why isn't everyone roaring laughing? Okay, nobody wants to answer me.
I see it.
Oh, good. Okay. So this is how I market. This is for real how I market. Do you want to, do you know anyone that needs $100 worth of working capital to start a business? Who do you know who would use a merchant account to accept credit cards and a line of credit of up to $10,000? These are actually questions that I ask people that open up the doors to many, many other leads and questions. Finally, who do you know that would like to convert their Federal Reserve notes, FRF, Federal Reserve notes, AKA also known as dollars, into gold or silver and have a debit card so they can access that money whenever they need it? I'm going to give you a very short financial lesson. There's something that's called a spot market. If you want to buy gold, you'll always find gold for sale at spot plus a premium. Let's say that premium is 10%. So if you wanted to buy $100 worth of gold, you would give them $100 plus that premium, which was 10%, or $110. But like anything else, when you want to sell that product that you just bought, it's spot minus a premium, which is the same 10%. So you got I just said 100, let's say 1,000. So you got $1,000 worth of gold and it cost you $1,100. You sold that gold back to the company that you bought it from and they give you $900. You lose $200 in the transaction. That's just the way it is. That is just the way it is. Complain if you want. Tell me you're going to go somewhere else if you want. Do whatever you want. Say whatever you want. It doesn't matter. That's the way it is. I'm sorry. That's the way it is. Well, that's the way it was. There's a new sheriff in town. And what this new sheriff is doing is giving you a zero premium. This is a new bank that you and I, all of my leaders are going to be made available, where you could literally have your paycheck deposited in Federal Reserve notes and and have it backed by gold. And if you're following the markets and you're thinking like a lot of experts think that there's going to be a crash, if there is a crash and you've got paper in the bank, it's going to be worth paper. If there's going to be a crash and you've got gold in the bank, and I'm using the word bank very loosely, if you got gold or silver or precious metals in the bank, then you have gold, silver, platinum, or rhodium. So you have something that they call God's money. You've got God's money. So if the system crashes and you quickly started putting money into your bank or into a bank, let's just call it a bank. If you put the money in the bank, you would have gold. In the meantime, you need to buy gas, you need to buy bread and milk, you need to buy clothes for the kids to go back to school. You need to buy all of those things. What are you going to do? Well, you're going to have a checking account and you're going to have a credit card, a debit card really. You have a checking account and a debit card, and you'll be able to use this checking account and debit account just exactly the way you use those two instruments now. Exactly the same way. Oh, but how much is it going to cost you? A zero premium. For every dollar you put in, you get to take out $1. For every $1,000 you put in, remember the scenario, I bought $1,000 worth of gold for 1,100. I sold $1,000 worth of gold for 900. I lost $200. No, that's the way it is. This is the way it is now. Not with one bank. This is only one bank doing this. So right now, you with this one bank that I'm talking about, you'll be able to put in the $1,000. You'll be able to take out the $1,000 with a credit card or with a checking account. More on that will come later on. I'm going to ask you, I really, 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 really want you to, when I finish this recording, I want you to post it on your social media. I want you to put it in your come on, your clients, your inbox, your friends. I want you to send it to the people that you talk to on internet, on email, your customer list. I want you to send this out. The only way that you're going to do any kind of business as a leader is if you get eyeballs on offers. That's what you need to do. You need to have eyeballs on offers. It says in the Bible, you wouldn't light a candle and put it under a basket. So don't light a candle and put it under a basket. Don't keep coming to these lunch with the leaders, but hiding everything I tell you under a basket. You need to take the candle and put it on a candlestick and put it on the highest window in your house so the whole world can see it. That's what you need to be doing. If you want to percolate, you've got to circulate. So you've got to get it out there. You've got to get eyeballs on your offers. And what I'm telling you is for a range of about $130 to $150, I'm going to make available to you unlimited free leads for life. If you don't have the $150 right now, I hope that you invest. I hope that you sign up for the merchant account where you can get up to $10,000. It's based on your existing credit. I hope you do that so that you have working capital. You guys are in business for yourself. You guys are entrepreneurs. All right, I've gone 6 minutes over, and I don't usually want to do that. I like to really respect your time, so I'm going to respect your time. I will ask for one last time, if there are any questions, speak now or forever hold your peace. Any question, just unmute yourself, shout out your name, and ask your question. Looks
Hey, Frank
like,
again.
yes.
This is Vic.
Yeah, Vic.
Is there like a marketing material you have to put this out? Is there any kind of like a digital flyer or anything? And maybe we weren't seeing it here. I'm on your screen. I'm seeing click here to click to get qualified now. Is there another screen that you have?
Yeah, there are other screens. There are other marketing for everything I said. For the $100,000 line of credit, for the $10,000 line of credit, and if you want to become a member of this bank, all three of those. So if you want all three of those, just send me an email and tell me you want the flyers, you want to promote the three things that I talked about. And then if you also want the unlimited free leads for life, if you want that, let me know, and we can work it out so that you can start having them immediately and start using them immediately. All right. With that, my friends, thank you. God bless each and every one of you. We appreciate your being here.